but it would make it cooler. Gain audience with the Prophet Glint. Defeat the facet of light, facet of nature, facet of chaos, facet of darkness, facet of elements, and facet of strength. Glint does not often accept visitors. If you wish to meet her, you must make your way through the defenses of her lair. Defeat the 6 facets of the Great Dragon Prophet, and you shall be granted an audience. Step through this portal to begin the journey. A cutscene I don't have to mute myself for. Yay! Okay, so in this one, we are in the domain of health draining. While you're in this area, you suffer from health degeneration. So basically, we're just going to take constant damage. Is what it boils down to. Need to stay awake. I don't think you're gonna stay awake, Goku. You're gonna fall asleep to the sound of my voice. And it's gonna be really weird. But it's gonna happen. So basically, from what I recall, the only enemies in this place are the enchanted things and the facets. And I forgot. There's some forgotten. And the facets are giant dragons. You want to see Glint? Well, I mean, this mission's going to be like all the others. It's probably going to be about 25 to 30 minutes. So, if you think you can hold out, if not, I mean, I'm going to highlight it, I'm going to upload it to YouTube, so it's not like it's not going to be available elsewhere. That's the bonus. I need some troll engine, man. Facet of light, man. What are you doing with your bad self? So now we are in the domain of slow. When you are in this place, you are constantly slow. Not a very exciting effect, but that's what it is. What it is. And the boss of this one, name Crystal does remember the brand. Yeah, kinda. More like Logan. So yeah, we're kind of just like really slow in this one. Have you kept up with the living story, Oku? Ooh, Flame Birch. That's actually one of the cooler skins for a sword. Kinda wanna load up a ranger build. Ranger's pretty fun. So many bows. Danger, danger, danger. Yeah, not very closely, but somehow. Okay, so if you kept up, basically, this is Glint's Lair. They say Dragon's Lair, it's Glint's Lair. So this will maybe give you some perspective about how they came about with some of the mechanics in that particular instance. This is very similar. Right down to the facets. Crit scythe build. Oh god. Crit scythe. Nightfall will be my warrior. Asset of Nature. I can't remember what this guy does. Oh yeah, he has this thing. That skill is crazy. For every condition or hex on you, you gain health regen and energy regen. It's like ridiculous how good that skill was. We are now in... Why isn't the effect going on? Mesmer plus effect. Sadness. This is like the Mesmer area. All these things just like shatter your enchantment for days. It's really obnoxious. Like every single one of these things can shatter your enchantments. On a fairly low cooldown. No less. You have been playing for 4 hours. Please take a break. I know how long I've been playing. You don't need to tell me. One of my former friends, he kept this game running for a week. So he actually got the message, you have been playing for 1 week, please take a break. was completely pointless, but I guess it was a thing to do. Ugh, I remember this. Now I remember why this mesmer area is annoying. Because all of these cast energy burn. Yeah. Energy burn plus chaos storm. Yeah, so what energy burn is just like an AoE removal of energy. And then what Chaos Storm does is it's like an AoE field, which looks like this. And it burns mana every second, which is pretty crazy. The word of the day is crazy. Crazy. Luckily, these are low walls. But like, look at that. 2 of those just energy burned me. All my entire energy pool is just gone. I have nothing. Just two of these things instantly take all my energy. That's how, like, just completely ridiculous mesmers are. Mesmers were actually really weak, and then ANET buffed them. As they do, you know. It's like, oh, that class is weak, or perceived as weak? Here, let's just overly buff them so everyone can play them. And then mesmers took over PvP, and it was not fun. It's about the time I quit playing PvP, actually. Because I got sick of being interrupted and hexed 24/7. Necromancer area. So in this one, you have Energy Degen and Death Nova. And Perma Death Nova on everything. So what Death Nova does is if something dies, it explodes and inflicts poison and damage on adjacent things. And every single thing in this entire place now has that. So basically, you are losing energy faster and you just have permanent poison on you because you're killing things and they're exploding on you. It's just, it's a mess. Why did I not take my res? I don't know. Why did you not take your res? A res is pretty important. Gotta have that Sun Spear Rebirth Signet, man. This is probably the best res in the game. Other than Unyielding Aura. Unyielding Aura, like I showed earlier, is just... it's a whole nother level of broken and an ability. How that's balanced, I'll never know, but I guess they don't really have to balance the game anymore. Sucks even more for warriors. Yeah. Poor warriors. They don't have much energy to begin with. Because they're all about that adrenaline. So for everyone watching, what would you guys think of switching my stream time to start at like 8 CST rather than 10 CST? So it would basically be starting a little before Shin usually signs off for the night. If you need a reference point, you watch Shin. I know not everyone in here probably does, but that is a move I've been thinking of, because I think it's a little more convenient for those who actually care to watch. It's Ellie time. And we still have Death Nova. Oh, here comes the shock spam. It's happening. It's happening. Shock everywhere. Oh yeah, that's right. This area just has these random firestorm fields. I remember now. Hint hint Oku, hint hint. Not just Oku. Anyone else who's watching and cares about it, let's say. I'm sure other people care. That or everyone's just here for Guild Wars 1. And they don't care at all. Guild Wars 1 OP. Falls asleep. I told you, you're gonna fall asleep to my voice and then you're gonna feel really, really awkward about that. Show off Necro. Ooh man. Necro is something special. Because in Guild Wars 1, could actually be a thing. Although you kind of have to say rip original Necro, back when there was no minion cap. Those were the days. Infinite minions. That must be why it's cold. It all makes sense now. Facet of elements. Well, after we beat this dragon, the facet of elements, there's only going to be the facet of strength, which is the warrior one, and then we're going to get to see glint. So if you can do that, if you can stay awake for like probably 5 more minutes, you'll get to see glint. That's all it'll be. Oh yeah, that's what the effect is. Just like we just get randomly knocked down in this. I guess that's like a warrior thing. Suddenly knocked down. Because why not? I'm so tired I didn't even get that. Oh, poor Oku. Is glint really worth this pain? It's just glint. It's not that special. I mean, it is kinda special, but it's debatable. I'm a bit ashamed getting these Soyu asleep animations. That's what makes the VODs fun, though. The VODs are way more interesting when there's actually people to talk to and stuff. I mean, I can go on and on about, like, Guild Wars 1. Like, I played this game for 3,300 hours, so, like, I have plenty to say about the game, but I think it's much more interesting to just, talk to the chat. Yeah, it is a warrior thing to knock down with a hammer. I will give you that. Hammer is a pretty effective knockdown tool. As can assassins, yeah. That's true. The monk assassin build in PvP was a thing. As was assassin monk. It was one of those fabled knock you on the ground for 5 seconds and you can't do anything about it builds. Oh god, I hate those builds. There were those, and then there was protection monks, which was basically just like it's exactly as the name implies. You spam protection skills. Over the past almost 10 years, 114 months. How many? Yeah, that's about 10 years. I think Guild Wars came out in, I don't know. I thought Guild Wars came out in 2006. Maybe it was earlier though. I don't remember. Okay, but this is the moment. Glint is coming. It's gonna happen. And then, spoiler alert, the bonus is fighting Glint instead of taking the portal she gives us. So we're actually going to break lore and kill Glint after we have the nice cutscene with her and learn all about the stuff and stuff.
It was almost 800 years ago when I foresaw the Flameseeker prophecies. You have ascended and awakened the gift of true sight that lay dormant within you. The moment has finally come. You are the chosen I have been waiting for. While you've been in the desert, the rest of the world has changed. Let me show you. As you know, those who you once called friends have become enemies. Their souls are darkened by a deep secret. The unseen gods they speak of are nothing more than a terrible and fearful race of spellcasters known as the Mursat. As I have foreseen, the Mursat will meet their demise at the hands of the Chosen. Their stranglehold on the lands of Kryta and beyond will be broken. For years, the Mursat and their human disciples have hunted down the Chosen, murdering them to prevent the prophecies from coming to pass. But you have slipped through their fingers, and your friends now pay the price. The one called Marcus betrays them as he betrayed you, and if you do not hurry to their aid, none will survive. Many have already been taken captive. Their souls will be reaped upon one of the 5 bloodstones, just as the chosen you witnessed being slaughtered in the Maguma jungle. If this happens, no magic in this world or any other will bring them back. Of the future, this you must know. Your story does not end in the mountains. Your true destiny will lead you to the west, to the Ring of Fire. Seek the flame, for within it lies the power to destroy both good and evil. This portal will take you to the Shiver Peak Mountains. I know you have questions, but there are some things you must know, and others that you must discover upon your journey. Go now. Save your friends. They will not last through the night.
Are you ready for this? So, even more like the living story, there's some eggs over here. And Glint understandably gets a little ticked when you pick one up. And I would just like to point out this fight was incredibly hard when you first did it, when you first came here. Because that happens. Which basically just insta-kills people. $100 damage to everything whenever you take physical damage is pretty crazy against melees. So yeah, as you can see, most of the mobs we've been fighting have been like 20, 21. Glint is level 31. That's what made this fight so difficult. Especially if you would not have ranged people in your party. And this is her healing skill. Unfortunately for her, it has a 5-second cast time, so it's really easy to interrupt. So this is completely against lore, by the way. You would never kill Glint in the actual lore, but that is what the bonus is. Oh boy! A hand axe! Totally worth! Whoop, 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 whoop.